Good day, class. Today's lesson is about manipulating text, graphics, and images to create ICT content intended for an online environment. Moving on, in this lesson, we are going to tackle about the 5 basic principles of graphics and layout. And speaking of, we have proximity, alignment, repetition, contrast, and white space. Ang pinakauna po, yung tinatawag nating proximity. Proximity means grouping elements together so that you guide the viewer or reader to different parts of the message. Though at first the elements may appear scattered, their proximity adds unity and continuity to the page. Even if you intend on sticking to templates, it still helps to know design principles for the purposes of customizing an existing design. Kung mapapansin nyo po, meron tayong dalawang design dito. This one at saka ito. Alin sa tingin nyo yung pinaka malinis sa dalawa? Kung ito yung pinili nyo, mali kayo. Kung ito yung pinili nyo, tama kayo. Diba? As you can see, this design has full of clutter. Medyo marami siyang clutter and hindi napapanindigan ng designer yung mga elements na nilagay niya dyan. Naglagay siya ng background na plant pero tinakpan niya rin naman ng ganitong square na kulay black. And some of the text, hindi siya masyadong mabasa. At yung pagkakalagay ng mga element ay napaka-gulo. Yan, proximity po yan. Hindi na kayo bata na katulad nung dati na kapag nag-drawing kayo ng bundok, ito I know some of you gumawa nito. Nag-drawing kayo ng bundok, sa gitna merong sun. Tapos sa ibaba merong farm. Yan. Sa baba pa may bahay. Sa gilid may puno. Diba? I mean, kailangan nating mag-improve in terms of proximity. Sunod po, alignment. Most amateur designers start off by aligning everything in the center of the page, but that's not the only way. Again, the scattered looking design, we can see the alignment of elements that helps keep the design balanced. If you look at this one, you can play with the design here. Look at this. Pwede kayong gumamit ng imagination sa paglagay ng alignment ng mga elements ninyo. Sunod po, repetition. Repetition in the layout on the right, the image of the sandwich is cropped and masked in repeating squares as well as the use of repeated red strokes above the word pane. Repetition puts emphasis on particular elements of the design and it draws the reader's attention to those elements. If you look at this design, nagsimula tayo sa isang full image ng isang sandwich at inulit niya dito sa bottom to emphasize what the article is all about. At kung mapapansin nyo, ginamitan dito ng creativity kasi sandwich yung article at yung kanyang title ay linagay niya between two images of sandwich. Diba? It's kind of creative na pinalaman yung title sa dalawang image ng sandwich. Sunod po, contrast. Contrast between design elements can make a presentation stand out and get noticed. Adding color contrast makes the design pop and it draws attention to the important parts of the presentation and the message. Kung mapapansin nyo po, merong graphics dyan sa right side ng inyong screen. At kung mapapansin nyo, very flat yung design. Wala siyang nakalagay na emphasis sa kung saan man. Pero if you look at this one, may binago. Binago yung title, binigyan ng direksyon yung mata ng audience. Notice another piece of contrast. The two arrows are followed by the check in the circle, which sends a visual message. The color of that element could also be changed to add contrast. Linagyan ng contrast para maglagay ng focus sa titles ng mga importante. Sunod po, white space. White space is very powerful in design, useful when you want to make a direct message to stand out above the clutter found in many graphic designs. Kapag sinabi po nating white space, the white space provides room for the clean font style of the title, the graphic elements, and the group text. As Robin Williams points out, white space can also be a form of contrast. If you look at this one, hindi lahat ng elements ng design na ito ay merong kulay. It doesn't mean na meron kang 24 colors available, 36 or 94 colors sa crayons mo ay gagamitin mo na lahat. Ang ibig kong sabihin, to put emphasis on some of the elements, pwede kang gumamit ng tinatawag na white space. Sunod po. The principles of visual message design using infographics. Kapag sinabi po nating infographics, these are visual presentations of information that use the elements of design to display content. Infographics express complex messages to viewers in a way that enhances their comprehension. Images are often an extension of the content of a written article, but infographics convey a self-contained message or principle. Alam na natin to, na lesson natin to previously. Infographics communicate complex data quickly and clearly, and they are considered to be effective worldwide. Infographics are suitable for complex piece of information that needs to be described quickly, precisely, and clearly. Infographics are used for science, maps, and data presentations. Tandaan po, itong mga taong ito ang usually gumagamit ng infographics. Una, scientists, technical writers, mathematicians, educators, and statisticians use infographics most of the time. Infographics are used for the following reasons. Una daw po, to communicate a message. Pangalawa, to present a lot of data or information in a way that is compact and easy to comprehend. And pangatlo, to analyze data in order to discover cause and effect relationships. Tandaan po yan, cause and effect relationships. Ang infographics po natin are composed of three elements. The first element is visual element. Pangalawa, content elements. Pangatlo, knowledge elements. Under visual elements, you have your color coding. It is important for us to know the colors that we have to use in a certain infographics. Pangalawa, graphics. Ibabagay niyo po yung mga ilalagay niyong mga graphics sa inyong infographics. Say for example, ang infographics niyo ay about Naruto, the anime. Pero ang ginamit yung graphics ay sa One Piece. Hindi siya ganun ka-epektibo. Tsaka hindi siya appropriate. Pangatlo, reference icons. Lagyan nyo ng reference icons para magkaroon ng hint ang mga audience ninyo kung paano intindihin yung inyong infographics. Say for example, a reference icon is uh, the like button. It's an icon in which I mean, familiar sa audience ninyo yung mga icon na gano'n. Sunod po, content elements. Content elements are as follows. Time frames. Ilagay nyo po yung kung kailan nangyari ang isang element na nilagay nyo sa infographic. Say for example, day, time, kung pwedeng oras, month, decade, era, yun. Sunod po, statistics. We're dealing with numbers here. Kung mapepwedeng maglagay kayo ng statistics, if it's important sa infographics ninyo, ilagay po ninyo. References, kung saan galing ang inyong mga data. Yan. After that, you have your knowledge elements. You have your facts. Kung mapepwede, lahat ng nakalagay sa inyong infographics, since usually educational siya, dapat facts. And kailangan nyo po ng references na kung saan kinuha yung inyong data para magkaroon ng credibility yung inyong infographics. Let's now come to the history of infographics. Ang pinakauna daw po na example of infographic ay nakasulat gamit ang hieroglyphics. Ang hieroglyphics ay yung writing method ng mga Egyptian. Or cave paintings in ancient Egypt 5,000 years ago. Yan, that's hieroglyphics. Nicole d'Orsay, from 1352 to 1382, the Bishop of Lisieux combined figures in two groups and graphed them. Leonardo da Vinci combined graphics with text in his treatise on painting. The Fortune magazine of the Chicago Tribune and the New York Times published infographics. The Gallup organization was the first to deeply investigate the capabilities of infographics. Sila daw po yung pinakaunang organisasyon na gumawa ng investigasyon para magamit ng tama yung mga infographics. The emergence of the internet precipitated the use of infographics. Because of the internet, lumawak yung paggamit ng infographics hanggang ngayon. Okay po. And we now come to the types of infographics. It is possible to classify infographics according to 5 categories. The first one would be your cause and effect infographics. These graphics explain causal relationships between various physical or conceptual stages. Kapag sinabi nating causal, from the root word cause, hinahanap nito yung cause o kaya yung dahilan kung bakit naganap ang isang bagay. Example of this is the causes of recession in the US and its effect on the global economy. Some examples are as follows. The pros and cons of coffee consumption. Tingnan nyo po. Low testosterone causes and effects. That's the example of our first type of infographic. Cause and effect infographics. Number 2, chronological infographics. Chronological infographics explain an event or process as it happened in time. For example, a bar chart that allows the growth in sales of a particular product over a period of time is a chronological infographic. Kapag sinabi natin chronological, it deals with time, it deals with dates, it deals with what happened in a specific time. Example, tignan nyo to. Look at this. Itong una ay the evolution of the telephone. Pinapakita dito kung paano nag-evolve yung telepono. Itong pangalawa, ah, hindi masyadong mabasa pero you get the point. Kapag sinabi natin chronological infographics, ibig sabihin yan, meron niyang time kung kailan naganap ang isang bagay. May it be progression, may it be an event, etc. Okay po? Sunod po, quantitative infographics. Quantitative infographics convey statistical data to readers quickly and clearly. These graphics include charts, bar graphs, and tables and lists. So this type of infographics deals with statistical data, just like this one. Yan. Most popular infographic topics. Nakikita nyo, nakalagay siya sa isang graph kasi po, it deals with numbers. Next would be directional infographics. Directional infographics are infographics that can navigate readers through information, numbers, symbols, icons, diagrams, graphs, tables, arrows, and bullets that are used to communicate information. Examples of this, traffic symbols, scale maps, and navigational aids on streets and highways. Another, numbers are used to indicate the distance, and that's arrows and bullets are used as landmarks for directional aid. Isa sa pinakamagandang example ng infographics ay yung kung nakapunta na kayo sa isang mall na merong mapa na ano siya, para siyang kiosk na kung saan pwede niyong gamitin yung kiosk na yon para malocate yung iba't ibang stores sa isang mall. Yan, yung isa yon sa pwede nating ma-consider as directional infographics. Examples are as follows. Tingnan nyo na lang po. And next would be product infographics. Product infographics can be seen on notice boards at factories and corporate offices, conveying information to all employees and visitors. And product infographics are also used by dietitians and cooking schools to convey key procedures. Yan, product infographics, usually on notice boards at factories and corporate offices. Look at this. This is an example of your product infographics. Yeah. This one is about beer ata to. And this one is about wine and cheese. Yan. Sunod po, we have three categories of visual infographics. The first one is static infographics. Kapag sinabi natin static infographics, it presents information at once and in its entirety. Kung baga, kaya siya tinawag na static, wala siyang dynamic element. Kung ano yung nakita nyo, yun na yun. It's very static. It is what it is. What you see is what you get. Example of this is newspaper graphics and product manuals. Walang way para makapag-interact kayo doon sa infographics na yan. Pangalawa naman po is motion infographics. Kapag sinabi nating motion infographics, it plays a major role in cinema and presentations. Information is presented sequentially and consistently. For example, graphic animations and PowerPoint presentation. Okay, itong motion infographics naman po, it's not also dynamic katulad nung nauna. And usually, pinipresent siya sequentially. Kapag sinabi natin sequentially, pasunod-sunod. Okay po. Lastly, you have your interactive infographics. In this type of infographics, information is presented according to the reader's choice. Example, on the web, a reader might select what they want to view from a complex set of instructive and simulated information. Kung yung naunang dalawa, hindi siya dynamic, hindi ka pwedeng mag-interact doon, sa interactive infographics, pwede kang makipag-interact, kaya nga interactive eh. Interact doon sa inyong infographics. May choice kayo kung saan kayo magsisimula at kung saan kayo matatapos. Unlike dun sa nauna, very sequential, yung isa pa is very what you see is what you get. Next would be tips for designing infographics. Pinakauna daw po, simplicity is the best policy. Infographics should be simple, clean, concise, and clear. Make sure the information being conveyed is well organized. Visual simplicity ensures that the graphic will be easy for readers to comprehend. Sabi nga, mayroon tayong tinatawag na acronym, KISS. Tandaan nyo ito. KISS stands for Keep It Simple, Stupid. Yan. Kung kaya mo rin lang naman na pasimplehin yung inyong infographics, make it as simple as possible. Okay, be straight to the point. Hindi natin kailangan ng sobrang daming clutter sa inyong infographics. Pangalawa po, nothing takes effect without a cause. Emphasize cause and effect relationships in your presentation. Infographics spread awareness and enable people to voice their concerns. Okay po, you make sure po na you indicate the cause of what's happening in your infographics. Next, draw your boundaries. Be clear. Limit the scope of your information and draw your lines accordingly. The attention span of the average user is not increasing. Define your question carefully and be sure to answer it using the best method available. The visualization you create will be much more effective and imaginative that way. Ang ibig sabihin nito, you stick to your objectives. Ano ba yung goal ng infographics mo? You stick to your topic. Ano ba yung topic mo? Huwag ka nang lalagpas doon. Kasi po, kapag nag-extend ka pa o kaya sinakop mo pa yung ibang topic, most probably magiging magulo yung inyong infographics. Next would be, think in color. Color is the most effective tool by which authors can guide and influence to their readers. Color give readers varied impressions, both conceptual and emotional. Color makes the information you provide more legible and determines the visual hierarchy of information. Take note, contrast is king. The background should blend well with the illustrations. Sabi ko nga, you think of contrast and you think of color psychology. Bawal kayong gumamit ng kulay na hindi bagay sa topic ninyo. Next is, layout is not just about typography. Tap your creativity. Try different combinations of typography. Illustrations, images, charts, diagrams, and icons. Use a maximum of 2-3 fonts in the design you create. The effectiveness of the infographic will depend entirely on your creativity as a designer. Add a logo if the infographic is connected to a company or institution. Next would be make it appeal to the eye. Ensure that you have a clear idea of the final size of the graphic as you are working. Design your graphics to be viewed along with articles. Okay. Make it appeal to the eye, pagandahin, sa madaling sabi. Next would be verifiable. Make infographics trustworthy by allowing readers to dig deeper into the data if they so desire. Tandaan, always cite your data sources with relevant links kung mapipwede para ma-verify naman ng inyong mga audience kung tama o mali ang nilagay nyo sa inyong infographics. Ito yung examples ng ilang creative infographics. This one, pwede nyo siyang balikan mamaya dun sa PowerPoint presentation na nasa portal natin. Ito pa. Ito pa. Ito. 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 Ito pa. Then this one. Ito pa. Ito. Marami yan, actually. Pwede nyo siyang i-scan mamaya. And we move. Our next topic is online file formats for images and text. The most common image file formats, the most important for cameras, printing, scanning, and internet use. Use JPG, TIFF, PNG, and GIF. Let's talk about compression. Kapag sinabi natin compression, this deals with the file size. The more compressed the image, the smaller the file. There are two types of compression. The first one is lossy and the second one is lossless. Kapag sinabi nating lossy compression, it reduces the size of the image by discarding image detail. Ibig sabihin po, pinapalit niya yung size ng image pero pinapababa niya rin yung detalye o kaya yung definition ng image kung gaano siya kalinaw. Yung lossless naman daw po, lossless compression compresses the image without discarding any detail but the file size are larger. That's the problem ng lossy compression. Lossy compression, problem niya is bumababa yung quality. The problem naman ng lossless compression ay ito. The file size are larger. Okay po. After that, let's talk about number of colors. The simplest may only have one or two colors. A good example of this would be logos, while the more complex like digital photos contain millions of colors. Yung pinakasimple daw po na images, dalawa lang yung kulay. Yung mga black and white colors yan. Yung mga nasa logo, black and white yan, usually. Certain file types like GIF are better suited for images with less color, while others like JPEG are well suited for images with millions of colors. The first type of image would be JPG or JPEG. JPG files, also known as JPEG files, are common file format for digital photos and other digital graphics. Kung mapapansin nyo po, yung mga cellphone cameras ninyo, usually ang gamit na format ng photo ay JPEG. JPEG stands for Joint Photographic Experts Group, the committee that created the file type. JPEG files have the file extension .jpeg or .jpg. Yung TIFF naman po stands for Tag Image File Format, generally used for professional print photography, publishing, and graphic design. It uses lossless compression, so the files are usually very large. Tandaan po yan, yung mga file types na may gamit na lossless compression at yung iba na may gamit na lossy compression. Nasa exam po yan. TIFF does most of anything you might want from 1-bit to 48-bit color, RGB, and CMYK. Kapag sinabi natin RGB, RGB stands for red, green, and blue. Kapag CMYK naman po, cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. Okay? Bakit po K yung black? Kasi po yung kulay na pati. Yung letter B, rinirepresent niya na yung kulay blue. So, instead of B, K po yung black. Sunod, GIF stands for Graphics Interchange Format. This file type uses lossless compression and is generally used for images with less than 256 colors like icons or logos. GIF is rather limited to colors for color photos but is generally great for graphics. GIF offers transparency and animation. Kung nakakita na po kayo ng GIF photo comment, usually para siyang video na gumagalaw. And ang pagkakaiba lang niya sa video, hindi siya capable ng magkaroon ng audio. Okay po? For graphics of only few colors, GIF can be much smaller than JPEG with more clear pure colors than JPEG. Eto. I don't know kung parang hindi siya kayang paggalawin ngayon, pero this is one example of JPEG. Next would be PNG. PNG stands for Portable Network Graphics. This is a newer file format similar to GIF, but it supports more colors. Kung gagamit po kayo ng images na panglagay sa design, I would suggest that you use PNG para mas malinaw po ang inyong images. Just like the following. Yan. Okay po. Tandaan yan na ang PNG is far more superior than GIF. Sunod po, these are the following major considerations to choose the necessary file type to include in your design. Okay po, basahin nyo na lang. These are your considerations. Pinakauna dyan, compression quality. Ano ba yung gagamitin nyo? Lossy or lossless? Ano bang kulay? Full RGB or index color? 16-bit colors? May transparency ba or animation? Nakadepende po sa inyong gagawing project o kaya sa inyong design. If there's no clarification, that's it for now. Thank you very much.